So this guy, Professor Russell Rickford. Now, I want people to remember as we get into this controversy, he made these remarks 2 days ago on Sunday, 8 days after the war started, 8 days after the atrocities and the terror attack on Israel started. So he decided to get out there at a rally 2 days ago and say the following about watching that attack. Listen.
It was exhilarating. It was exhilarating. It was energizing. If they weren't exhilarated by this challenge to the monopoly of violence, by this shifting of the balance of power, then they would not be human. I was exhilarated.
My God. So now that Cornell has received probably thousands of complaints, including from Jewish students who have to go sit in his history class, I know one of them, now he comes out and tries to excuse it this way, Josh. What I was referring to, again, 2 days ago, quote, is in those first few hours when they broke through the apartheid wall, it seemed to be a symbol of resistance. It signaled that the Palestinians' will to resist had not been broken. Quote, in subsequent days, we learned of some of the horrifying realities. Okay, now, first of all, that's all a lie, because he's saying it 8 days in. Everybody knew 48 hours ago about all the horrific claims I just showed you the sound bites of, plus. We all knew. So he cannot blame what he said 2 days ago on just, I guess, after that, after Sunday, that's when he learned about the atrocities. And then he goes on to say, okay, in subsequent days, we learned of some of the horrifying realities. But I want to make it clear that Hamas is a fundamentalist organization. It's important to note that in some ways, the fundamentalism of Hamas mirrors that of the Israeli leadership. That's him putting it all in context, you see. That's America's teaching collection today. Cornell.
You know, Megyn, I was actually up at Cornell. I was at Cornell University like 2 or 3 weeks ago to give a Federal Society Law School lecture. If I had known that this man was there, I might have paid him a certain kind of office visit. I mean, that really is my kind of visceral reaction when I hear stuff like this. I mean, from this guy, there's a professor at Columbia University, Joseph Massad, I think is his name. He had a very similar quote. All sorts of other professors. I just cannot describe to you, Megyn, as a proud Jew, as a fairly religiously traditional and fairly observant Jew. It really just makes me want to start throwing punches. I mean, hearing this kind of stuff, here we are 78 years, again, after the defeat of Nazi Germany, and our esteemed quote unquote public intellectuals at Ivy League universities are saying that it is exhilarating to see the most genocided people in human history genocided once again. I mean, I just don't have words for this stuff. I mean, this is not a polite debate here. We are not debating what the capital gains tax rate should be. We are not debating whether the gestational limit for abortion should be 12, 15, 18 weeks or something like that. We are literally talking about whether a country, Israel, and ultimately Jews worldwide, because that's obviously what they're getting at here. We all saw that clip down in Sydney, Australia a week and a half ago where all the Muslims are gathered at the iconic Sydney Opera House chanting, "Gas the Jews." I mean, that's really what's going on here. That is what we're debating. We are debating whether people like me, my family, my fiance, my friends ultimately have a right to live. And it really just takes me back, frankly, to kind of the antebellum debates over slavery. I mean, again, it is a binary choice here. You have good or you have evil. Look, I am not a neoconservative. I'm a foreign policy realist. I think that some foreign policy conflicts are a little more complicated than the neoconservatives make it out to be. Some genuinely do have a gray area between the two extremes. This is not one of them. This is an extremely binary black or white case here. There is truly no middle ground. As I said in my column last week, you are either with these savages who committed atrocities that legitimately would have made the SS, the Gestapo, the folks at Auschwitz and Birkenau and Treblinka, that would have made them proud, you know, that would have led to Hitler and Himmler and all of them saluting you from hell. Or you stand against these atrocious, barbaric atrocities and scumbags. I mean, that is the basic choice there. And it just saddens me and devastates me to no end that higher education has been so corrupted and so co-opted by purported public intellectuals who are openly cheering on the side that Hitler would be rooting for from the grave.
That's the thing. So it's like, even if you've been following the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and you understand, you know, how they got there, and have sympathies, even if you were to have sympathies with the Palestinians and the position that they're in, even if you were in that position, what kind of a human could look at what happened 2 Saturdays ago and say anything other than, my God, I don't want anything to do with them. I condemn Hamas in the strongest terms possible. This is evil incarnate. Like, period. And then that you can go back to arguing the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and the politics of it, but there's no answer to what we saw other than it's evil and it has to be stopped. Hamas must be stopped. And there's a reason these people can't bring themselves to say it. The shredded lettuce on your favorite burger, the fruit filling in a donut, you may be surprised to learn they don't actually count on those 5 servings of fruits and vegetables you're supposed to be having each day. Oh no. Or like my eldest thought ketchup would count. No, it's a no. Now, I'm not going to nag you about your diet, but I am going to share with you that the Mayo Clinic says if you want to help prevent heart disease, lower your blood pressure, and lower your cholesterol or improve your cholesterol, eat 5 servings of fruits and veggies every day. This is why I want to introduce you to Field of Greens. Unlike these other substitutes, each fruit and each vegetable in Field of Greens was medically selected by doctors to support your vital organs like heart, lungs, kidneys, and immune system. Field of Greens says you will feel better with more energy, and you will notice your skin, hair, and nails will look healthier too. If you don't always eat right and exercise, check out Field of Greens. I'm going to get you started with 15% off your first order. Visit fieldofgreens.com. Use the promo code MK. Promo code MK at fieldofgreens.com, fieldofgreens.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.